What do you do when leadership just wears you down? This is Leading 10, and I'm Chris Moore. When the effort doesn't seem to match the results, when you're showing up every day, but you feel like you're not making progress, when your leading feels more like you're just pushing a boulder uphill than casting that bold vision. We've all been there, that place where discouragement creeps in and whispers to you, what's the point? Why am I even doing this? Is this worth it? But today we're going to hear a better word. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 says, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not." This is one of the most encouraging verses for tired leaders. God doesn't just see your work, but He promises there will be a harvest. But the key, don't give up before it comes. Look, let's be honest. We love instant feedback. When we work hard, we want to see something right now. We want the result, the growth, the appreciation. We want to see that score going up. And when it doesn't come right away, discouragement slips in. We start asking questions like, am I really making a difference? Does any of this even matter? Do I even matter? Would it even be noticed if I stopped trying? And sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't failure. It's just fatigue. We get exhausted, not because we're lazy, but because we're tired of caring so much and seeing so little change, so little coming back to us. But Paul knew that feeling. He wrote this verse not to a group of slackers, but to faithful believers who were just worn down from doing the right thing, little to show for it. That's what this says about us. We're vulnerable to quitting, not because we're doing the wrong thing, but because we're doing the right thing for what feels to us like way too long. But here's what this verse reveals about God. He sees every act of faithfulness, and He honors it in His time. God is a God of seasons. Some seasons are for planting, some are for watering, some are just for waiting for something to grow, to poke itself up out of the ground. But every season leads somewhere. The work you're doing today, the hard conversations, the long hours, the daily faithfulness, none of it is wasted. It's like school. School can seem a drag. I have a teenager right now. That's what it is to him. It's like, this is a waste of time. We're not getting anywhere. We're not doing anything. And some of that may even be true, but there are things that we learn along the way that we don't see the results of. We don't see how we're going to put it to use. We don't see what good it is, but God does. And God promises a harvest, not always when we expect it, but always when He determines it's time. That's the encouragement. You may feel weary, but God is still working, and He rewards those who don't just give up. So how do we lead through seasons of discouragement? Well, the biggest thing is we have to stay grounded. We need to focus on the mission, not just the metrics results. And I know we live in a business world that focuses on metrics. It's one of the things in my consulting and coaching that we do look at, but we also have to focus on the mission. If we're doing the right mission, the metrics come, but they're not the only measure of impact, especially from a religious, spiritual belief, value standpoint. Don't let today's lack of visible progress cause you to abandon your God-given purpose. If God's brought you into this, He's going to help you. Ask yourself, am I being faithful today? Am I honoring God with what I'm doing, with my leadership? Am I pouring myself into people, even if they don't see it yet? Faithfulness in itself is success, even when the scoreboard doesn't reflect it. We need to build rhythms into our lives too that restore us, that don't just grind us into discouragement. Those things grow into exhaustion. Rest isn't weakness. It's wisdom for us to know the times that we need to step back and just take a big breath. And we just maybe need to go out and take a walk or take a drive or watch a movie or just be with family, play with our children. We need to schedule time for renewal. We need to take that walk. We need to write down how we're feeling and and where we're intending to go. And we need to pray. We need to talk to God. We need to ask for help. Have conversations that fill you up, not just drain you. Leadership doesn't require you to be superhuman. God didn't call us to be a superhuman person. We're not Superman. We're not Superwoman. We're not perfect, but it does call us to be surrendered to what he would have for us and to continue towards it. Galatians 6:9 reminds us that weariness doesn't mean we're failing. Let me say that again. Weariness doesn't mean that we're failing. It does mean we're human. God promises that harvest if we don't give up. Our job is just to stay faithful. His job is to bring the fruit. His job is to bring the fruit, not ours. Ours is just to be faithful. Even in discouragement, he's working behind the scenes to do things that we can't see, to give us results that we can't imagine. So what's your challenge? Take 5 minutes today and just reflect on why you started what you're doing and where you're at. What was the burden? What was your calling? What was the moment that stirred you into this is what I'm meant to do? Then write it down. Put it somewhere that you will see it. Let that why keep you steady when your what feels very heavy. And sometimes we don't understand what we're doing or even know what we're supposed to do. Keep the why in mind. Keep your focus on God. Keep your focus on what he would have you to do and what he's called you to do. If he's called you into it, continue, even when you're tired. God isn't just watching the results. He's watching your faithfulness. He's teaching you something. We just have to be ready for it. The seeds you're planting right now, they're not buried. They're planted. The harvest is coming. Things are beginning to grow. Thanks for spending these minutes with me on Lead in 10. If you know another leader who's feeling discouraged, would you send them this episode? Better yet, give them a call. If they're on your mind, they may need to hear from you. And you may be the very person to help lead them with resilience and faith. Until next time, lead with hope, lead with faith, and remember, you're closer to breakthrough than you think. Don't quit now.